So our talk is about colliding atomically, and it's really a 365-day journey from last CityCamp. So we think our story that we're about ready to tell you will help you on your journey this next year. Who's heard of the Hadron Collider? Who's heard of this thing? So this thing was built to collide two parts to see what's created. It starts to answer that question, what happens after the Big Bang? And really this is our story from point A to point B, and looping completely around our journey from last year. So this started in South by Southwest 2012. I got dragged to Al Gore by a friend, and he was talking about democratizing the internet and doing good with it. And it was so absolutely inspiring, I went to the Code for America keynote. And they were talking about the Brigade launch party, and they were having this event afterwards. So I was so inspired, I ran over to the Austin Police Department, which I thought the event was there, and this nice officer kindly informed me that I was in the completely wrong place, and told me I had to go to the other place. So I run after taxis, I'm sweating, I'm trying to get there. All along, my wife has dinner reservations, so I have 15 minutes when I get there. And I show up at this place, and I talk to one guy who tells me about CityCamp, and tells me if I'm looking to make a difference, I've got to go there. I come back to Kansas City, I fire off this email, I'm so excited, I send this to Sean Parker and Al Gore and say, I want to do good in my city, and what did I hear? I heard nothing. So I was so surprised I didn't hear anything. But you know, I started to get depressed. I didn't think anything of it until the guy I met at South by Southwest sent me this tweet and said, you need to sign up for CityCamp in Kansas City. I just saw it was out there. So I show up at CityCamp, and I start to mix and mingle with people. And this is where some communities converge. The startup community in Kansas City, the tech community, the social media club. And we find this lunch tweet up that we're going to go to Manny's. And at Manny's, I meet this guy. Well, actually not that guy, the other Jerry Jones, this guy, Mr. Jerry Jones. And we start talking about this idea of how to change our community. And it was born, Stand Up for Good was born, a way to match grassroots projects with people that want to make a difference. So we're a startup, we had no idea how to get started. So we go to McCoy's and we had a lunch. We're talking about MIT and all this data and all this research, and we still had no idea what we're doing. So we have another lunch. And then 5 lunches later, we still have absolutely no clue what in the heck we're doing. So the next best thing we said is we just need to go have a drink. So Jerry goes to Geek Night, and he starts talking to people, and we meet our co-founders, Tina Peterson, Matt Bassam, Jerry and I, and we start having these discussions. We get mentors like Tom Boozer from UMKC that help us on this journey, and we're colliding, and we're bumping, and we're having ideas. We go to IHOP, which is a fantastic place. Free Wi-Fi, free coffee, free focus groups, open 24 hours a day. We spend a lot of time at IHOP. They start to know us by name. Here's our summer home in my basement where my developer and I are sitting here coding 24 hours a day. And we still have no idea what we're going to build here, but we think it looks like this. It's like the Death Star Destroyer for social good. It's like we have all these wonderful ideas, and we go tell this story to everybody in Kansas City at Venture Fridays and 1 Million Cup, and we're getting this traction, and we think this is going to be so wonderful. We even build this for our developer, so he never has to leave our basement. He can just code all day long and never leave. And it's February, and we think we're going to launch, and these people are going to flash mob our application. The Red Seas are going to part. Everybody's going to come and do this thing. It's going to be fantastic, right? And here's what we got. Nothing. And it's not that we did this wrong. It's just this was our story. And somewhere along the lines, we discovered that the Higgs boson, this particle, was underneath our stack of papers all the time. And we missed something in this story. And here's where we go back to the Hadron Collider. We're all in this room bumping into people, and we're all atomic particles on our own journey, mixing and matching with different people. And it's really a story of Kansas City and what's going on and what this event here helps us do. So our message to you is to collide atomically. When we look back at this story of the last year, there's a lot of things we did right, there's a lot of things we did wrong. But every time we collided atomically, over a time, a place, people with the same values, great things happened. Kansas City helped propel us to that next level. So who wants an experience like this? Not that many people? All right, so this is particles slamming into each other in the Higdon. And it's interesting, when particles collide, this new energy, this new material comes out of that collision. So Jerry's a quantum physicist, and he's actually wrote this equation for us, which is actually how to create startup energy. Actually, just kidding. This is the real equation. It's a product of a collision at an identical time, space, and value. And we think that's what our story demonstrates, is how can you smack into people in your community to collide with them to create this new energy? So our challenge to you is, what energy will you create from now until next CityCamp? Who will you collide to? Who will you smack into to create something new? And that's our challenge to you today. And just because we could, we ended with Morgan Freeman in the Hadron Collider. Don't know how we found this picture, but it's a phenomenal way to end, and thank you guys very much for your time.